Hi there, this is a video for any non-musicians that need to edit music for any reason. I'm thinking specifically about dance teachers who might not be comfortable with music software. I'm thinking about IT technicians working in schools, sports teachers who might have to incorporate dance into their curriculum, or maybe even video editors who aren't familiar with music. You get the idea. I'm going to be using a piece of software called Cubase. It's possible that your campus has access to Cubase or Logic or Pro Tools or something similar, but this will also work with most video editing software as well. I'm going to do what I can to make this tutorial work regardless of what software you have access to. I'd like to suggest that you watch the video through in full and make a mental note of anything you might need to search for, then watch it through a second time, pausing wherever you need to go away and Google something, or Bing it, whatever, I don't care. I'll put the most likely search terms up on screen as well so you can get the right spelling. I have thought of everything, don't worry. So let's begin. Let's import our music into our project. Just going to drag and drop. I'm going to make this a little bigger so we can see it, and I'm going to put this over so it starts at the start. You can see here we have a visualization of our audio. This is called an audio waveform. It's called a waveform because it kind of looks like waves, I guess. Most music has a really obvious beat, especially if it's music that's going to be danced to. So let's listen to a little section of this track. So not only can you hear the beat and feel the beat, you can also see the beat. Let's take a look. If we zoom in, you might notice that anytime we have a big peak like that is when some sort of drum happens. I'm going to make a sweeping generalization and say that in most cases, the first beat of a bar has a big, bassy, low-end goomph, which is the bass drum, and that's mighty convenient because that goomph is what also makes this largest and widest peak in the waveform. And that really is the best place to make your cuts. Now I know what you're thinking. There's big peaks, there's littler peaks, there's these tiny, tiny peaks in the waveform. How do I know where to make my cut? Well, we're going to combine two of our human senses, hearing and seeing. Let's say we need this piece of music to be between 1 minute and 1 minute 30 seconds in length. Currently, it's just over, it's about 2 minutes 40. The simplest way to achieve this is by leaving most of the track intact and just bringing the ending forward. Yeah? So let's listen at about 1 minute 15 and let's see if we can hear an obvious ending to a section. Not just a bar, but a section. Let's have a listen. It kind of feels like it goes up, 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 and then it drops down. And when it drops down, that's where we want it to cut. That's the new section. It's going to be around here somewhere that we want to make our cut. Let's zoom in. And as we zoom in, I want you to notice how we've got these waves. They go up and they go down, don't they? Up and down, like hills and valleys. There's a hill, there's a valley, there's a hill, there's a valley, there's a hill, there's a valley. This big hill here, certainly the biggest hill around in this section, that is going to be our kick drum. And we want to make a cut at the very end of that hill. There it is. Yeah? Now don't worry if that seems odd. You probably have questions, but we'll come back to it. It's all good. Let's zoom out again. And we're going to work out where the end is and bring that forwards. So let's zoom across to the very end here. Let's listen to the end. So I am going to find the middle section of this outro. We're going to do the same thing as before. We're going to zoom in. The waveforms are easier to see because there's less instruments happening, there's less other noise, so it's really easy to see the specific waveforms we're looking for. There it is at 232. So we're going to zoom in. We're going to find the start of that bass drum. There it is. And we're going to cut just at the start of the hill this time. And we're going to delete this whole middle section. Just don't need it. It's gone. We're going to drag the outro up to meet our previous cut, so they're nearly touching, and then we're going to zoom in and bring them even closer together. Okay, that's pretty good. This is the bit that's going to blow your mind. Are you ready? Remember how we made the cut at the end of this first hill, but at the beginning of this second hill? That is because we are just going to combine these two hills. Even though they're different sides, doesn't matter, they're getting combined. We're going to locate visually the peak, the apex of these hills. So the first one is there, and the second one is here, and that is where we're going to make them meet. So I'm going to overlay this on top of the earlier one, and I'm going to make them overlap. We're going to do a crossfade. As the first one fades out, the other one fades in at exactly the same time. So if we zoom out, I'm going to go back a little bit, and you are going to have your mind blown, because it's going to be pretty impossible to tell that there is a cut here of any kind. Let's play it back. Pretty good, right? Now, I would bet money that you have a colleague or a friend who would find this video helpful, so do consider sharing it with them so they can learn this technique as well. If you are interested in making music yourself, do go and subscribe to this channel, because there is so much stuff on here about making music. I've been doing this for years. There's a lot of videos. Thanks for watching. See you later.